Oh, hi there. Ooh. Eric's tired. Eric's sleepy. Eric's been up all night. Eric's not only been up all night, he's been up for 3 nights. It's not like I haven't been busy. I've been real busy editing this book. But as tired as I am, it's now finished. It's all set up, ready to go to the printer's software. You want to see it? Hold on a second. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There it is. That's the mock-up of the book. That's what it's going to look like. Well, not this big, but just actually the size of the picture there. And of course, the picture is going to be in color and not black and white as you see here. And there's the back of the book, what that's going to look like. So you want to have a look? Let me show you. There we go. That's what it's going to look. It's not a comic book. And there's the table of contents. Every book's got to have that. And then we get off into the story. First chapter is about Joan Bemis. That's where the story starts. Also, the book also ends with her. And that's her great-grandfather, Doria Woodson James, her mother and grandmother. And you can see the book's got a lot of pictures here. Oh, this is one of my favorites. This is Jesse Jr.'s 4 daughters. And of course, that's Jo Frances James, one of the daughters. She's in the middle there. Charming little picture. A lot of family pictures in this book. There's one of Stella McGowan James, Christmas, about 1962 at Judge Ross's house. She's all together there with her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren. Kind of a wonderful event. She writes about it in a letter to Joan. This is Lawrence Barr. We know who that is. And then his mother, Susan Barr, which is Jesse's daughter. So a lot of family pictures here. Then we get into the history of the family. A lot of historical pictures here. Pictures of the family, places. That's Joseph McAllister James, aka Joseph McJames. Um, uh, Various places here. That's John James of Alvarado. All his siblings. Not all of them, but 4 of them. And here we come in. Oh, there's Belle Starr, Myra Maybelle Shirley, and this is Emma Wren Shirley, who married into the James family. She married Elo James down below. So their story is told in here. Here's the Choctaw family that claimed to be a descendant of the James and also related to the James. There's the millionaire merchant himself, Thomas Martin James, T.M. James. There's a lot of historical figures who, along with T.M. James, built the skyline of Kansas City. And there's the James School in Kansas City that John Crawford James built. There's T.M. James' first office, or first store. Some of John Crawford James's teachers. There's Jefferson Davis as he came to Missouri. He was a good friend of T.M. James and his wife, Sarah. Here's Luther Tillman James. He did a lot of work for the poor with the Kansas City Provident Association. Here we go. That's Jacqueline Simons there, or Simmons. She's a publisher. She's a James descendant and a publisher of feminist literature. And there's the feminist herself, Vassie James from the James family. There are 2 chapters in here devoted to Vassie and her progeny, many of whom became very prominent feminists, still active today in the issues of the day, including Planned Parenthood. That's Vassie School that she built in the campus. Um, Here's some of the other family pictures. There's another one of the feminists. There's some of the feminists from today. Um, their story is told. Reverend Molly McGreevy, one of the first Episcopal priests who married into the James family, also a big advocate of LGBT issues. That's Daniel Lewis James. He's the screenwriter who got blacklisted in Hollywood. There's his home in Carmel, not too far from where my home was down the road. This chapter tells his story about his persecution. It's told in the words of his daughter Barbara, and how he became a B-movie screenwriter. And then afterward, he got hauled up again, according to this uh, kangaroo court of intellectuals. These are the Hispanic literati who persecuted him also. This is a lifelong friend of his, Thomas Hart Benton. The Benton family goes back with the James family, going back to Thomas Hart Benton's grandfather. And that's his grandfather there, and his father. Tells that story. This is interesting. This is one of Benton's murals, or paintings, and this is Jesse James there. And Barbara says that her father Dan was his stance, his physical posture was the model for this depiction of Jesse James. And if we look down here to Jesse's own great-grandson, Judge James Ross at Hearst Castle in 2002, we can see that the stance may actually be genetic. Let's see what else we have here. There's James Burns Malley. He's the lawyer who became a Jesuit priest. There he is in his priestly garb. That's Judge Ross. This is a chapter on him and when the Republicans came after to try and unseat him from the bench. Nice picture of Jim with his family and Jim in his office. And then we get into the story of Ivanhoe and Robin Hood and what that means in the Jesse James family and how that kind of lore has come down in the family. Final chapter of the book closes out with Joan Bemis, excuse me, and a very unpublished writing of hers called Unto the Third Generation, never been published before. And from her files, that's the picture of the assassin himself, Robert Ford, and his wife Dot. From her files also comes this very nice picture of Zerelda in her famous alpaca dress wearing the famous brooch, in which carried Jesse's picture on one side and Frank's picture on the other. And every day she'd flip the picture, and sometimes it was up to a family member to remind her which side should be up. And there's Mark Bemis. He's Joan Bemis's son, and was kind enough to contribute her research to the creation of this book. Normally in a family history book you see a family tree. I didn't do that. I chose instead to actually produce the whole family outline of the James family, completely updating it with a link to stray leaves so that they can go to the most recent generations. A lot of notes in this book. A lot of bibliography, 175 pictures. So it's a pretty comprehensive book, but it's only one of 5. There are about 4 more to come. So that's what's been keeping me up all night, editing this book. Now, what happens with this? Today I load this with another copy into a box. It goes to the Kentucky Book Fair in November, and if the jury thinks the book is worthy, I will be appearing at the Kentucky Book Fair featuring Jesse James' Soul Liberty. They darn well better approve it because I gave up a very nice speaking engagement with the Minnesota Genealogical Society to be able to appear at the Kentucky Book Fair. So that's where this goes today, and after I take a nap, probably tonight we'll get to work on transferring all of this into the printer software, after which it then goes to the printer, and within probably anywhere from 30 to 60 days the book will be on the market. Now I may have to put out a little mini solicitation to create a website and a place on the web where the book can be pre-ordered. Kind of running a little short on funds, but if it works out that way, I'll be sure to let you know. Before I go, let me show you one other thing. I'm going to move the camera around a bit, so don't get a little dizzy while I do this. Anyway, I'm moving the camera around here, and I'm taking you behind my desk. And you see that pile right in front of the fireplace? That's all the debris that's left from editing Jesse James' Soul Liberty. I think we used a tree in doing that. I feel sorry for the tree, but the effort will be well worth it because we have a history to leave in place of the tree. So, yeah, get this settled up here. So, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go take a nap. And tonight I will be back at work on Jesse James' Soul Liberty, and within 30 days to 45 or 60 days, you should be having the book in your hands ready to read. See y'all later. Bye.